Yo, welcome back. We read the best of, Reddit, subreddits. And today we're asking Reddit, what seems harmless but is incredibly dangerous? Just in case you had that random idea to stick a needle in your eye, we're going to give you some better ones. Let's go. ER nurse here. I had a teenage girl come from home economics class. She was sewing and had a pin between her lips. I mean, who hasn't done that? She sucked it in and it got lodged in her throat. While waiting for a scope, she felt it dislodge and went deep into her main bronchial. She required major surgery. Had a young boy running with a toothbrush in his mouth, got jammed way deep and almost hit a major artery. Okay, that pin thing, that's terrifying to me. Like, no. Nope. I'm gonna nope, Putting your feet up on the dash while riding as a passenger in a moving car. You do not want to see a post-accident photos of what happens when someone in this posture is hit on a head-on collision. Yeah, I'm guessing that doesn't turn out well. Water in general, but fast-moving water specifically. 2 or 3 inches of water is all it takes to need to sweep you off your feet if it's moving fast. 12 inches of water will lift and sweep away a car. Water is heavy and it will screw you up if you do not respect it. Makes sense. I grew up in Nebraska where flash floods happen and those things will destroy places. Over-the-counter medications. Just because you can get something without a prescription does not mean it's safe in all cases or in high doses. Yeah. There's that Peppa Pig episode about spiders, teaching UK kids they are nice and friendly, and the episode is banned in Australia. Having been to Australia, that makes complete sense. That is funny. Pushing someone's face into a cake as a joke. Some cakes have wooden spikes inside to support the cake. Saw a post where a girl's face was gored by one of these. Yeah, not to mention, candles or anything else like that. Just light your hair on fire. No big deal. Letting water from a fresh water source up your nose. Why would you do that? Most of the time will be fine, but every once in a while you'll get a brain-eating amoeba that has a 99.9% fatality rate. This is in the US as well. Okay, yeah, I will no longer be using that for my neti pot. Good thing I use saline, not saline, what's the one, the sterilized distilled water? Okay, and today we're also having a twofer. What never fails to make you tear up or cry? There's gonna be some emotional ones, there's gonna be some sad ones, but we're gonna go for it because we've already stuck a whole bunch of stuff down our throat. My late partner passed away from leukemia at 38 years old. He hid a letter for me in our room in case he didn't make it. It's the most beautiful and eloquent thing I've ever read. He talks about regretting not being able to see my hair turn gray or seeing me accomplish my dreams. He gives me permission to fall in love again, be messy, and move forward. The level of support is so encouraging. It's also a heartbreaking read, and I've only read it 3 times. I'll read it again on the 2-year date of his passing at the end of the month. One particular patient I had worked on at the trauma center was a 19-year-old girl I'd never seen before and didn't know well. She was ejected from a vehicle and was crushed because her boyfriend was trying to show off. I was training new staff and they were at the end of their training, so I was the only one in the room to provide supervision and step in if necessary, and I spent the entire trauma holding her hand, on her request, and trying to comfort her and keep her mind off the injuries to both of her legs. Her last words were spoken directly to me. "This really hurts. Can I go to sleep?" I cried for days after. I've never had a patient's death hit me that hard before or after. Another, I'm a member of a 12-step program, and in the meeting, we give out chips or keychains for different amounts of time spent clean or sober. After giving out multiple years, 1 year, 6 months, etc., the meeting chair will ask if there's anyone new or coming back, relapses returning from the program, who wants to take a 24-hour chip. When anybody gets up and takes their 24-hour chip, the room invariably gives the loudest applause and cheers and welcomes them back. The whole room knows how much courage it takes to come back and how scary it could be to get up and walk through the front door of that room for that chip. It's such a beautiful thing to see, and it makes me cry every time. Fathers who tell their children how proud they are of them. I told my son this yesterday. He had just gone 4 and had started to hate anyone touching his hair, screaming like a banshee, etc. Yesterday, I took him to my local barber, and he was initially nervous. I could see him tensing his neck, and he settled down quickly and let the guy do his work. Clippers, scissors, and he sat there for a good 20 minutes. And at one point he exclaimed, "Daddy, I'm not scared anymore," and nearly melted with pride. So I bought him 3 massive toys afterwards, and he has, for the first time ever, a proper haircut. Good for him. All right, last one for the day. Thinking about how poorly I treated my dad when he was still alive. He was always trying to find things in common with me and trying to connect. When I found out he liked something I also liked, I changed my mind and found it uncool. I looked down the TV shows he liked and didn't realize until later that he had an awesome taste for quality campy television like Adventures of the Briscoe County Jr. and other classics from the era of the 90s syndicated television. If I knew him now, he'd be my best friend. I did try to connect with him the last few years of his life, but he had dementia by then and couldn't follow things I knew he would have found interesting before. His last words to me were, "It hurts," while I held his hand during catheterization the last trip to the hospital. He was too embarrassed from seeing his penis to offer any true comfort. This has been the best of r/.